We are back in the year 1981, continuing May the Force Be With You May, and our look at the Empire Strikes Back toy line by Kenner. Last time, we took a look at the most feared bounty hunter in the galaxy, Boba Fett, and his ship, the Slave One. This time, we're headed to the swamps of the remote planet of Dagobah, to the home of the Jedi Master Yoda, as we check out the Dagobah action playset, here on Creed's Collection. Hey, welcome back to another episode of Creed's Collection, and may the Force be with you may. Today we're taking a look at the home of the Jedi Master Yoda with the Dagobah action playset from the 1981 Empire Strikes Back toy line by Kenner. Dagobah, a planet in the Dagobah system, is one of the purest places in the galaxy with the Force. It is a remote world in the outer rim shrouded in mist and covered with swamps and bogs. It is a hotbed of life and is home to many creatures and plant life. After most of the Jedi were destroyed during Order 66, Yoda exiled himself to Dagobah, hiding from the Emperor and the evil Empire while waiting for a new hope to arise. And now that we know a bit more about Dagobah, let's take a closer look. I've always considered this the front of the playset since the doorway here is big enough for Luke Skywalker to walk through. Inside the stump, there's a lot of details, and we'll get to those here in a little bit. But right now, we're going to talk about the action platforms right here. You can take your figures and put them on the platform via these pegs, and then you can move them around. So you can make them walk in and out of the house, for example, and not only can they slide back and forth, but they can also pivot, which is pretty nice. So you can have Yoda walk up to Luke all like, Luke, listen to me, you must. And then Luke can be all like, I want to listen to Master Yoda because I know everything. And then Yoda's all like, oh, quite a bit you are. And then Luke's like, I'm going to Cloud City, and scene. Now, right here on the playset is a tree branch that's actually a lever. On the other side, there is a clip that you can put Luke Skywalker in, and it lets him do some interesting force powers. We'll take a look at that here in just a little bit. So let's go ahead and turn the playset, and we'll take a look at this side. You can get a better look inside the actual stump through the bigger hole here, and you can see the table and some other details inside. Now, I do want to address that this is not the original foam for the Quicksand. I did replace that recently, so it is a reproduction. Mine dry rotted years ago, so it was either replace it or have a big gaping hole in the playset, and I decided to replace it. Now we're going to take a look at my favorite part of the playset. This is the side with the most action features, and we're going to start with the clip that allows Luke Skywalker to use the Force. So let's bring in Luke. There we go. Now he can levitate himself off the ground using the Force. I think this is a pretty fun feature, and it works pretty well for the most part. I generally like putting him in the handstand from the movie and making him levitate out of that, because, you know, how often do you see a Star Wars figure doing a handstand? The answer is not very much. Alright, so now here is a look at the Quicksand, which I think looks incredible. It's got the same plus pattern cut into it, just like the original. So you can take your R2-D2 and stick him down in there, just like in the movie when he was sinking into the swamp. This was absolutely my favorite feature about the set when I was a kid, and I was fascinated by this foam Quicksand. The final action feature on the set is Luke's supply crates. If you push this rock here, they levitate with the Force. This is actually a pretty excellent illusion, and I really like it. Use the Force, Luke. Now, as you can see underneath the crates, there are small plastic arms, and they actually push them up in the air. Here's a better look at the crates. As you can see, they're just silver rectangles. This one has a handle on the top, and if you look at the bottom, you can see the hole where the plastic arm goes. The second crate is a little bit different. There's no handle on top, and it does have a slightly different shape. This one kind of reminds me of a lunchbox. It's got some slightly different details, but it's pretty much the same on the bottom. And here they are side by side just to make the comparison. So what if you want to levitate something other than a crate? What about R2-D2? Well, you're in luck, because this set comes with an R2-D2 adapter. All you got to do is take this and shove it up inside R2-D2. Alright, R2, we just got to put this inside you. What? Wait a minute, come back here. R2, you come back here right now. Look, come here. Look, come on now, just come on. Alright, gotcha. Alright. I promise you, this isn't going to hurt. You're being a big baby. All right, here we go. And see, I told you it wasn't going to hurt. Now with the adapter, you can put R2 on the plastic arm, and then Luke can use the Force to levitate him in the air. Or at least kind of. Unfortunately, R2 is a little heavy, and he kind of flops around when you do this. It's a really good idea, but unfortunately, it doesn't work super well. I tested it on both arms too, just to make sure, and it was pretty much the same result. We have one more thing to check out on the playset, and that is the fact that the entire stump is removable. So I already have it loosened up. We can just pop it off, and we're going to set it to the side, and then we're going to take a look at the interior. It includes details like Yoda's stump table and the porridge bowl and spoon that Luke was eating with. There's also a snake over here to the side, and you can see some roots from the inside of the stump going through the ground. Making the stump removable was a great idea because it allows you to act out scenes inside the house. Here's a better look at the stump. These teeth are what bite down into the platform, and I gotta say, the sculpting on this is amazing. As we look down here inside, you can see where the levitation arm goes through and the pegs that hold the two pieces of it together. Once again, I just gotta say, man, the sculpting on this, chef's kiss. Here's a look at the bottom of the playset. You can see the action platforms here, and this is the arm for the levitation. So when you push down the rock, you can see the arms go up, and this is what causes the tension. Up here is the ring that holds in the foam, and here you can see the teeth of the stump, and that's what hold it to the platform. In the upper left corner, you can see the copyright information, Lucasfilm Limited 1981, and I'm pretty sure this was made in Cincinnati, Ohio, because I don't see any other stamp on it. And now for our He-Man size comparison. Even though He-Man's actually way too big for the house, this Stump playset looks really good with him, and I could see it being a Masters of the Universe playset if it were just scaled up a little bit bigger. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my toy retrospective for the Dagobah Action Playset from the 1981 Empire Strikes Back toy line by Kenner. This is the first playset I ever received as a child. I got it for Christmas in 1981, and I'm happy to say that other than replacing the foam Quicksand, it's in amazing shape. There's one more episode left of May the Force Be With You May coming this Monday on KREED'S MODERN Mondays. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please leave a thumbs up, and if you have any thoughts, please leave a comment. I love reading and responding to them. And while you're at it, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it and it would help my channel grow. I do a retrospective on a toy for my vintage collection every Wednesday, so hope to see you next week and every week after, here on KREED'S Collection.